Hello, welcome to my first official full-length YouTube video. What we're going to be doing today is my April reading wrap-up. There are going to be 17 books that I have read completely as of recording this video, but there will probably be 18 because I am in the middle of one right now that I will probably finish by the end of the day today. So first I got an ALC of Enchantra by Kaylie Smith. I originally waited to read Phantasma until I got a recommendation from a friend who also happens to be one of my previous coworkers. She said I absolutely needed to read it. I read it, I loved it, flew through it, no problems. Same thing with Enchantra. Flew through this. The ALC was incredible. Thank you, NetGalley, for that. If you have not read either one of these, you have to read this one first, of course, and then you can read this one. But if you haven't, you need to. Both are amazing. Really, really recommend those. And then I read Bitter by Akweake Emezi. That one was also a 4-star. It is a prequel to Pet. I have not read Pet. I did not realize when I read Bitter that it was a prequel to Pet, but I liked it. It was also a 4-star read for me. And then last month, we all know Sunrise on the Reaping came out. I loved that book. I grew up reading Hunger Games. As you can see, I loved Hunger Games. So for this month, I actually picked up Catching Fire and Mockingjay because after last month with Sunrise on the Reaping, I read Hunger Games again. And let me tell you, always 5 stars. Suzanne Collins knows what she is doing. We know she writes when she has something to say. And she had something to say in Sunrise on the Reaping. So I obviously went back and had to reread all of the other books in the series just because that nostalgia, all of them 5 stars. So I read Catching Fire and Mockingjay for the month of April. And then I read Oathbound, which is book 3 in the Legendborn cycle by Tracy Deonn. I was so excited for this book to release. I absolutely loved it. The cliffhanger on this book. I cannot wait for the next book. Like, it is right up there. Like, I love the series. It's YA, but it is a little bit of romance, but it's not like this romance. And it's Arthurian YA. It was 4.5 out of 5. And I can't wait for this one to continue. Then I got into this little bit of a slump where nothing I was picking up sounded good. I started reading it, would get 10, 15, 20% of the way through, and it just was not what I wanted to read at that point in time. So then I picked up WEYWARD by EMILIA HART because I actually have a ARC copy of Sirens by EMILIA HART, and I wanted to read WEYWARD first. Let me tell you, WEYWARD does not get the hype that it should get. That book was incredible. The foreshadowing, the back and forth, like it was wonderful. Some of the things that happen in the book, obviously, if you've read it, you know the things that happen in the book are not wonderful. The story as a whole and the way it comes together, beautiful, impactful. I cried multiple times reading this book just because of some of the things that happened in this book. but I definitely recommend it. If you are easily triggered about certain things, definitely do some research and read those triggers, and maybe not read it. But if you're not triggered about a lot of things, you should definitely read it. It is amazing. I have not heard or seen a lot about this book, and I really, really should see and hear a lot about this book. It is incredible. Then I started seeing a lot of stuff going around on TikTok and YouTube about Feather So Vicious and Shadow So Cool. It is a duology by ZANDER. Amazing. It is dark. It is smutty and spicy and taboo. Um, but I flew through both books. Run and get them if you have not read them yet. They are amazing. They are available on Kindle Unlimited. Check your triggers though, because again, it is dark. Dark, 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 dark. Please read triggers. If anything on the list is not for you, do not read it because you probably will not enjoy the book. Feather So Vicious, 5 stars. Absolutely loved the book. Shadow So Cruel, 4.5. There's something that happens in that book that destroyed me and didn't need to happen, in my opinion. So that is the only reason that it's a 4.5 out of 5. If that one thing hadn't happened the way it happened or happened at all, it would have been a 5-star. Yeah. I loved this duology so much. It was amazing. And then, if you've been in the bookish space, you know Dr. Emily Rath. She is the author of the Jacksonville Rays series. She also has a fantasy that is called North is the Night. I have not read that one yet, but I started seeing some videos of hers going crazy viral on TikTok, of her telling people that are on the right side that they are not allowed in her space, and that what they are doing and what they are supporting is not okay. And it was so refreshing for me to see an author be so incredibly outspoken about their beliefs, and those beliefs happen to align with my beliefs, that I immediately grabbed books. Like, I purchased the physical books. I got the books on Kindle Unlimited, and I did audiobooks from the library because I wanted to show her as much support as I possibly could for what she was doing, because she deserves it, and what's going on in this world is bonkers right now. When I started those, I started with That One Night. It is a prequel to Pucking Around. I rated that one 4 stars. Pucking Around, also 4 stars. Why choose? And let's just say it is a wild ride for the series. It is a great wild ride. Is why choose? It's very spicy. It's hockey. It's sports medicine, publicity, all of those things in one. And then I read Pucking Ever After Volume 1, which is book 1.5. It's like a little novella or a collection of novellas. And that one, 5 freaking stars. All day, every day. I loved the continuation of the little snippets. I always love when there is a novella or a collection of novellas that just give you all that you want to know after they're happily ever after at the end of the book. Because sometimes you want more, you want to know more, you want to know what's going on in their life further down the road. Loved it. Then I read Pucking Wild. It is book 2. Also, 5 stars. That one is not a why choose. It is just a girl and a guy. But they're adventurous. Let's say that. They are not vanilla by any means whatsoever. And it was fun. Then Pucking Ever After Volume 2. This is technically like a 2.5 0. You can read it anytime in the series. It is also a collection of novellas about pucking around and pucking sweet. It gives you little snippets into some of the things that were going on that we didn't necessarily see right out in either of the books. And then it also has a little continuation of down the road of what's going on. And then I also read Pucking Sweet. This one was my favorite. I loved it. It is a why choose, and it is great. It is spicy. It is wild. There are some things that happen in this book. Old family money, crazy situation going on. It is great. It's not just the romance. There is also stuff outside the romance that is going on that is affecting the characters that just really make the story what it is. I really like that. And then after I finished those, I had a library hold come open. And it was a book that I was really looking forward to. It's The House of My Mother by Sherry Frankie. Sherry Frankie, if you're not aware, is one of the children that was part of the 8 Passengers YouTube, all of that crazy stuff. But if you have seen the documentaries, you've already read this book. It's all of the same information in a book written and read by Sherry. That is really all that it is. And I don't want to say all that it is. It's just maybe if you've already seen any or all of the documentaries, maybe not read this one. I'm glad I got it from the library because I didn't spend money on it when I had already seen the documentaries on it. I just wanted more from Sherry's point of view of what was going on, and it wasn't really what I was expecting. But it was a good book. The things that happened to her and her siblings obviously are horrific and should have never happened. The next book is going to be, so I read book 1 and 2 of the House of Devil series last month in March. I finished City of Lies and Legends in April. I love this series. I am obsessed with Darien Castle. That man, yes. Yes, 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 yes. If you have not read House of Devils and you like fantasy, you like romance, it is such a good story, not just for the romance. The fantasy that is in this book, the storyline that is happening is incredible, and I've never read anything like it for the story. It's just so good. And then we will get to the last book I have finished so far already as of recording this. And that was Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. This book was a 5-star book for me. It may not be for everyone. There are a lot of references to current pop culture, current book influencer culture. There are ACOTAR references, which I was not offended by. I was not taken aback by. They work in the book the way that they were intended to work. Abby is really good at bringing all of the things together. I will say, if dementia and Alzheimer's are something that or taking care of someone who has dementia or Alzheimer's is not something you are comfortable reading about, this might not be for you. It can be very triggering. There are some very, very real things that happen in this book that people who love and take care of someone who has dementia will go through or have gone through. And it is absolutely heartbreaking to see it and read it and hear it, because I did an immersive read where I listened to the audiobook and read along with this one. It was a 5-star book. I loved this book. I loved this story. Everything was very realistic in how that type of environment and that type of struggle can be, but it might not be for everybody to read. It's rough at points. But the books that I am currently partially reading now, God of Wrath by Rena Kent, book 3 in the Legacy of God series. I'm about 25% of the way through this one, so I'll probably get it done today if I continue to read this one today. The other one that is a possibility for me to finish today, but I'm not sure if it will be finished today, is A Little Life. I had to take a mental health break pause before finishing this one. This book is horrific. The story and what happens in this book are horrific. I'm not usually someone who has to take a break before I can continue to read a book, because of the things that are going on in the book are very traumatizing. The things that are happening to the character in this book, traumatizing. The things that this character is doing, traumatizing. It is, when they say that this book will destroy you, they are not joking. This book has been the only book I have ever had to walk away from because of how heavy it is. If you are reading it and you need to take a break, take a break. This book, I don't know, there's no words that I can put into this book about this book, but just take care of yourself if you are reading this book, because it is rough. That is my April reading wrap up, and this is going to conclude my first official YouTube video. I hope you enjoy. Comment down below and tell me if you read any of these books this month, or if you're going to read next month. And also, I want to know what books you are planning on reading next